What's up, guys? I'm your host, Steven, hashtag for the Acre Addicts. Go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and remember, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, one of you out there will have a chance to win Jacoby Jones's glove. Anyway, let's dive into today's topic. Yesterday, I got off of work and found out that the Houston Chronicle has reported that Texas and OU have reached out to the SEC in hopes of joining their conference. Man, can't say it's a surprise to me, but it's a surprise to me. It's a big hit for the Big 12 for sure, but I definitely take it as a game for the SEC. Man, how long has this been going on? Honestly, I just feel like this is something that's probably been kept under the kept in secret for a while now. You know, we just. I mean, I would suspect it's been something that them two have probably talked about amongst themselves and have kept the rest of the Big 12 out of, because from what I've heard, Baylor, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, and a few other teams are not too happy with this. But sources say it's been cooking under the radar for a little while. So I had a hunch on this, but this is just part of the whole new environment of college football that we talk about every day. The landscape's changing, environment's changing. We got NIL bills being passed, super conferences fixing to be built. It's going to be a whole different ball game. I mean, by 2030, you're looking at college in a way that 10, 15 years ago we never ever would have thought of. On top of that, when you think about it, both schools have really kept everything under wraps pretty good until now, it being leaked out, because if it's been going on for a while and nobody's heard anything, then they've all obviously been doing their jobs of keeping their mouth shut. But moving on, do I think the SEC is the best conference? Yes, absolutely, hands down, no arguments about it. Do I think it's going to make them even stronger with Texas and Oklahoma? Yes. I also think that they need to do this now before Big Ten, ACC, or Pac-12, one of these other conferences try to steal Texas, Oklahoma. No, this is SEC's chance to jump on it now before it's too late. I mean, the Big 12 gets hell for only having 10 teams, and we only have 2 blue bloods in Texas and Oklahoma. So I mean, it only makes sense for Texas and Oklahoma to want out. I mean, why would you want to stay in a conference that, well, I mean, Oklahoma you completely dominate already, and Texas, at least likeness-wise, you are above everyone, hands down. You know, there's no competition there. Does Texas and OU, this is a question I had, does Texas and OU push out a few teams in the SEC with it making the conference 6 teams deep? I would say yes. I feel that, well, no, 2 possibly, but I feel like Missouri or A&M already being there. You know, it's going to have 4 Big 12 teams now in the SEC, and you already have teams like Vanderbilt and Missouri. Who else on that list I had? A lot. Tennessee, who have just been struggling, and this could be one of their chances to opt out to go to a conference that they feel they can actually start winning again in. But you never know. Stephen Agati says that he believes that it's fixing to be super conferences, which I feel the man's more right than I am. You know, I feel his opinion on that was pretty darn valid. I like what he had to say last night. But besides that, let's go on to the next point. I had Life Fanatic Perspective said on the topic of him, this is the genesis of the super conference. So, in my opinion, if it does go to a super conference, and he said that it'll be 4 super conferences. I don't totally agree on 4. I think it's going to be 2 or 3. Honestly, 2. I think the Pac-12 is going to fall off, and most of the Pac-12 is going to join the Big Ten. The ACC is going to be the next team to either be that 3rd super conference or split up like the Pac-12 is and join mainly the SEC, with them being closer. And the remainders of the Pac-12 and the remainders of the ACC will just randomize to either joining the SEC or the Big Ten or just falling off. And because to me that's more, if you're looking at, geography, I'm guessing you're going to say, it'd make more sense, because if you look at a map, Big Ten and Pac-12 are just a lot closer, and ACC and SEC are a lot closer. Obviously, you can tell out of the 2 who's more dominant and make them connect. And the last few teams either join one or the other, or just fall off to a non-power conference and super conferences. But besides that, I think that after that being said, it's going to look almost like, when I said in my other video, NFL style environment, I said it. Is this going to turn college into an NFL style environment with the paying of the players? And I think yes. Now you're fixing to have it look the whole league split up into 2 super conferences within the next 10 years, and you're going to have probably an even bigger playoff than 16 at this point. Could possibly be up to 20, 20 plus, as much. 18 would be a more realistic number. 22 would be a more realistic number for me. But either or, you're going to have a lot more to go with. And I feel that at the end of the day, it's going to look like a super version of the NFL. But that's my thoughts. The other things I wanted to comment on, Stephen Agati also added in there, A&M has been sleeping with their SEC blanket for quite some time, and if Texas joins the SEC, that all goes away. We're just, we're already Big Brother school. We're going to just come in the bedroom and just rip that blanket right off, wedgie first thing when we get there. And A&M's been ducking us for so long, this talk about reuniting the rivalry in 2019 when they denied it. I think it's funny, but we're gonna see soon, because I see by 2025 this taking into play, and this is happening. It's gonna happen. It's coming soon. And how about Paul Feinberg totally reevaluating his opinion on Texas, and because he brought up that he said the SEC will have to take these 2 teams, if for nothing else, to keep them away from the Pac-12, Big Ten, and etc. Obviously ACC. But my point being is that just what, a month ago the man was trashing us down, saying we were irrelevant. But I think it's funny. You're scared of us. It's alright. We're coming back. That's the all gas, no brakes mentality. We have to keep that in our head. Don't think negative. Because I'm telling you, this season's gonna be something. I got the feeling. And if I'm wrong, then in December, hang me. What else can I say? Well, going on to some more notes. The SEC, man, this is going to take, after this, I believe that at 2025, whenever this happens, if it happens that year, if not sooner, the Big Ten's done. The Big 12 is done with. There's no more Big 12. it's going to be irrelevant. Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and Baylor, I believe, are going to follow suit and try to either join ACC or Pac-12. If not, try to sneak their way into the SEC, but I doubt they'll get that invite or that approval, whichever it takes. Anyway, yeah, if you want my opinions on this, I would definitely think it's exciting. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be for the best. I think it's going to be a ball. I think Texas and Oklahoma are going to thrive. I think they're going to be, I don't think there's going to be too much competition for us to handle. Hopefully, by that time, Steve Sarkisian has got this team on the ball. And when we go there, I mean, the last few bowl games we've had against the SEC, we've won, or at least one, Georgia, Missouri, two off the top of my head. And, which, at least Georgia was a good team. They said that they were not wanting to be in that bowl, but that's just haters trying to hate. I think Texas will do just fine. I think we'll thrive. I think the biggest problems, of course, are going to be Oklahoma and A&M and Alabama and Georgia. I feel LSU has got a building process still about 2025. If it hasn't happened, they'll be looking for a new coach, which, you know, far-fetched and too far off the topic, but I'm just excited. I think this is crazy news. I think it's good news, and I cannot wait for this 2021 season to start. I'm gonna get off here. I just wanted to drop in and let y'all know what I thought about all this. And remember, subscribe. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers, man, because when we hit that, one of you will be winning Jacoby Jones's glove, which is right here above my right ear, which is probably y'all's left side. Anyway, I'm out of here. Steven, 40 Acre Addicts. Subscribe. Deuces. Hook 'em.